The Grendon Oak, Princess Elizabeth's 1946 visit. In the spring of 1946, Britain was a nation still emerging from the shadows of war. Cities were rebuilding, families were recovering, and communities were finding new purpose in a world forever changed. Amid rationing, uncertainty, and national reconstruction, the royal family played a vital role in restoring hope, appearing not only at grand state events, but among everyday people, supporting the institutions that would shape Britain's future. At just 20 years old, Princess Elizabeth was stepping into a far more public life. She had recently completed her wartime service with the Auxiliary Territorial Service, and her official engagements were becoming more frequent and more significant. Each visit helped prepare her for the immense responsibility awaiting her. It was during this transformative moment in her life and in the life of the nation that Princess Elizabeth travelled to Northamptonshire. Grendon Hall, a historic estate dating back centuries, had only recently changed its purpose. After the death of its owner, Miss Mundy, the County Council acquired the property and gave it a new mission: to become the Northamptonshire County Youth Centre. In a country committed to rebuilding, investing in its young people was seen as essential. Grendon Hall would now serve as a place for learning, training, civic activity, and community support. On her arrival in Northamptonshire, Princess Elizabeth's day was full and symbolic. She inspected a guard of honour from the Northamptonshire Regiment and visited the General Hospital, recognising the hard-won military service of the county and its commitment to post-war healthcare. Crowds gathered along the streets to welcome the young princess, eager for a moment of optimism after years of hardship. Then she travelled onward to Grendon Hall for its official opening. Inside the hall, she met members of staff and young nursing personnel, new representatives of the future workforce who would help rebuild Britain in the years ahead. Their presence reflected the hall's purpose: to support practical skills, community service, and new opportunities for youth across the county. But it was outside, on the grounds of Grendon Hall, that the most enduring part of the day took place. In a quiet clearing among the lawns and gardens, Princess Elizabeth took part in a tradition that generations of monarchs before her had embraced. With a ceremonial spade, she planted a young oak tree, an act chosen deliberately for its symbolism. The oak, Britain's national tree, represents strength, stability, and endurance. Planting it in 1946 sent a clear message that from the difficulties of war, something lasting and hopeful could grow. This tree, often referred to as the Grendon Oak, was planted to commemorate the opening of the youth centre, marking not only the moment itself, but the new chapter beginning for the hall and the community it would serve. Local towns and villages had also played a part in this transformation. Across Northamptonshire, 103 communities had raised funds toward the county's War Memorial Appeal, supporting both the new youth centre and the General Hospital. During her visit, Princess Elizabeth presented cards of appreciation to representatives from each place, acknowledging their shared achievement in building something meaningful from the devastation of war. The events of that day formed just one chapter in Princess Elizabeth's growing public role, a path that would culminate the following year with her famous 21st birthday speech in South Africa. Her promise that her whole life would be devoted to service. The simple act of planting a tree at Grendon Hall foreshadowed that lifelong commitment, rooted in the same steadfastness as the oak she placed in the ground. Today, Grendon Hall has evolved from its days as a county youth centre, yet its purpose as a place of gathering, learning and community has endured. The oak planted in 1946, now decades old, remains a living symbol of renewal, hope and the moment a young princess helped set the county's future on a stronger path. The Grendon Oak stands not only as part of the landscape, but as a reminder of a new Britain emerging from war, and of a princess stepping into the role that would define a lifetime of service.